Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to all. My name is Muhammad Aqil bin Muhammad Sabri. Today I want to present about Ranchat and my lecturer is Professor Madya, TS Dr. Haji Muhammad Haji Matno. Okay, let's we go to next slide. Okay, introduction about Ranchat. What is Ranchat? Ranchat is a running record of process behavior over time. It is the prototype of the control chart developed by Walter Andrew Shewhart, uh, used to help people understand variation in their process. It is simple to construct and analyze, requiring no statistical calculation. For the first made from Walter Andrew Shewhart, they made control chart. And secondly, Ranchard is made. Okay, Ranchard. Ranchard is used to study collected data for trends or patterns over a specific period of time. That we can see the diagram about Ranchard. That that mean the chart in fiction rate about what six out about clinical that uh, calculate the word they would have. Okay, a rancher will help you to monitor data over time to detect trends, shifts, or cycles, and to compare a measure before and after the implementation of solution to measure impact, and to focus attention on vital change, not normal variation. What is rancher? Rancher is a graphical display of data plotted in some time order, and then viewing data over time rather than as summary statistics yields features more timely data and more accurate calculations for improvement projects. Okay, there is an example of rancher. Okay, we can see the rancher about manufacturing engineer. They wants to assess the production process for a new product made of plastic. Okay, we can see the genius samples 5 products every hour for 20 hours to test the strength of the plastic and creates this line chart. Okay, this example of line chart. We can see this line chart shows how a process improve over 26 weeks. In the beginning, performance was low and stable. After an improvement, team was formed and changes were tested. The process started to improve. Once the change we fully implemented, performance increased and moved closer to the goal of over 90% complaints. This chart proves that run charts are useful to track progress and measure the impact of improvements over time. Okay, when to use a run chart? As a core to as a core tools for improvement projects to help formulate aims by illustrating current state or how the current process is performing. And then accurately assess whether change you are making are resulting in true improvement as you make them. To, to accurately identify process variation and avoid incorrect actions, and then to effectively communicate results of your improvement effort. Okay, interpreting patterns and signal. Okay, we can see I have three patterns in this diagram. The first is shift, second astronomical data, and the third is trend. And you can see the third pattern is different. Okay, a line chart works best if there are at least 10 data points. There is 10 days, weeks, or months of data or 10 audits observations. Okay, what is shift? We can see shift means uh, in the process is indicated by six or more consecutive data points, either or above or below the center line. There is median or average and mean line. Okay, you can see. Okay. Second, what is trend? A trend is indicated by five or more consecutive data points or going up or down. There's like values do not add or break a trend. And then astronomical point. There is a data point that is an obviously blatantly different value, an outlier. However, a normal maximum value of a data set is not an astronomical point. Okay, we can see a Gantt diagram. Okay, Gantt is the simplest of chart. It is a single line plotting some value over time. A line chart can help you spot upward and downward trends, and it can show you a general picture of a process. And uh, we can see we can know different control chart and line chart. And for the two chart, where is the firstly is made? The first is made is control chart, and and then the new chart is line chart. Line chart is the new chart for control chart, but there is different. Okay, there is different. Okay, this diagram about control chart. A control chart also plots a single line of data over time. However, control charts include upper and lower control limits lines with a center line. That we can see in this diagram the different control chart to run chart. Control chart have UCL line, mean line, and LCL line, but run chart don't have this line. Okay. Benefit and limitation of run chart. Run charts offer several benefits, including simplicity, ease of construction, and the ability to quickly visualize trends. They have limitations such as the inability to distinguish between common cause and special cause variation, which control charts can do. Okay, there is a step for constructing a run chart. We can see have four step. Okay, we can see in the diagram have data collection, connected point, analyze trend, plotting data point, and time intervals. Okay, to construct a line chart, the first thing is we collect the data points over time. Okay, and then we plot the data on a graph with time on the x-axis and the measure variable on the y-axis. And then we calculate and draw the median line and then connect the data point. Okay. Uh, you can see a line chart and contour chart visual difference. Okay. For line chart, have data point over time, and contour chart is use data point with control limits. Okay. Now random patterns that run chart and identify. There are four basic patterns of non-randomness that a run chart will detect. Okay, the first is measure patterns. A measure is characterized by frequent crossing of the center line. Measure of indicate combined data from two populations or two processes operating at different levels. If the value for measure is less than 0.05, you may have measure in your data. And for this pattern, more used in clinical, they use for check the uh, pressure in clinical. Okay. Secondly is cluster patterns. Cluster may indicate variations due to spatial cause, such as measurement problems, lot-to-lot or setup variability, or sampling from a group of defective parts. Cluster are groups of point in or an area of the chart. And for this chart, more used in uh, geographical. They used to detect the earthquake to do the chart. Okay, this the third is oscillating patterns. Oscillating occurs when the data fluctuates up and down, indicate that the process is not steady. Okay. For this pattern, more use uh, in many many people. Okay. Okay. Trend patterns. A trend is a sustained drift in the data, either up or down. Trends may warn that a process is or likely will soon go out of control and may be due to such factors as one tools, a machine that will not hold a setting or periodic rotation of operators. Okay. Uh, this pattern have used in engineering work. They used to detect the some detail to include the pattern from the product they to make it the new product they made, and the pattern is they they are used for do the product. Okay, key components of franchise. Okay, have four key component for chart. The first is times series. Okay, the specific time period of the output, hours, days, weeks, month, plot on the horizontal x-axis. Okay, secondly is output, the data measurement from the completed process plotted on the vertical y-axis. And then thirdly is data points, output values plotted on the chart, and then median line, the line on the graph that shows the average of all the output measures. Okay. There is tool in quality control tools, and we must choose one, and then I choose the line chart for this presentation. Okay, this reference for my presentation. Okay, I have seven. Have seven reference. Okay, for the conclusion for Ranchard is Ranchards are a practical and visual way to monitor process performance over time. They help us make informed decisions based on the real data. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for your uh, attention to watching my presentation. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.